Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to that video. This is a paid request for DVB. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. To be for topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, whatever the case, video game playthrough. Again, PayPal is usually the best bet. I do have a Patreon or a CashApp, just people have asked about that. And like to repeat myself, it is in the info box. If you do, I'll get to it as soon as I can. Thank you so much. And DVB wanted me to look into Team America World Police from 2004. Which I have seen this film before. I remember not being big on it. Watch it again. I didn't mind it. There are times I did chuckle at it. To be honest, I marvel more at the tech aspects of it and not the comedy. Granted, there is comedy I do enjoy. Some of them have held up very well, even more so. I would say the celebrity bashing aspect, especially Alec Baldwin, definitely brings a new regime of thought process today when you watch it. Overall, I would say I liked the film. So, I think I used to not like the film, but watch it, I'm like, I liked it. I liked it. I do like the film. I know some people view it as like the funniest movie ever. I don't view it that way. I would still say I like South Park, the movie, more than this. But there's entertainment to be had. There's definitely some un-PC humor that I did laugh at. And the technical aspects, because Trey Parker and Matt Stone were, I don't know if they were fans, but they watched that show back in the day called Thunderbirds with puppets. And it's like, well, what if we used puppets, but we do like a parody of Jared Bruckheimer, Michael Bay type of action films, but also we have a little bit of a message about the politics of that day. In this case, they never say George W. Bush, but the whole era of weapons of mass destruction, the way celebrities would not shut up and put their own take on politics, which has only gotten 10 times worse since this movie. So it's interesting. This is 2004, so we're 20 years ago. 20 years ago, and celebrities are even worse, especially in the TDS, the derangement syndrome era that we're living in. I would say that the tech aspects and that celebrity aspect is what intrigued me the most. Because when I say tech, it's a very well-made movie in terms of it's tough to make these puppets. Of course, you need to have the strings, and it's a comedy, it's a parody, so you could go along with it. But these really intricate miniature sets, sorry about that, and the way they have the puppets blink, the way the dubbing on the mouths work. It wasn't like, let's do that poorly as the joke. No, the puppet's facial, with the way they react to scenes, and the way they blink, and the dubbing with the dialogue being as in sync as they can, was pretty efficient. And certain action sequences where they have like certain wide shots and doing as much practical as possible and very, very little CG. So like puppets in a car jumping up and crashing into something. You see this explosion. Parts of the set exploding, like the Eiffel Tower, or stuff in Cairo, or the Panama Canal. You see stuff being blown up and actual stuff being washed away. And how much they try to put in practically. It's a very nice technical achievement. So it was cool to watch to see a puppet movie done on this scale with a pretty decent budget. I think they had, what, 50 million or so, give or take? So that's pretty commendable. So I really appreciate the people that worked on the puppetry, like the marionettes and the miniature set designs and all that stuff. Looked really cool. And I think they did a fun enough job parodying those type of action films. You have the type of one-liners, hey terrorists, terrorize this. The hero being told, I'll do anything for this. Oh yeah, you'll suck my dick? Well then you won't do anything for this, will you? Or I've seen everything. Have you seen a man eating his own head? Well then you haven't seen everything, have you? Like some of these lines people say that you've heard many times in these type of films. Or they say no, and the emotional contemplation, and then accepting the job or the opportunity, the montage, all that aspect. So you definitely tell they did a bit of their research. I mean, the plot is Kim Jong Il, the bad guys, they're going to blow up the world. This actor named Gary is going to be sent in undercover because he's the best actor in the world, or as some of them say. You have the different characters of Team America. You have the one who thinks she's a telepath. You have the guy who's the leader who likes her. You have the girl who had a guy she loved who died, and she's going to be the love interest. You have the martial arts guy who's antagonistic against the protagonist, and we found because of a backstory. So you have kind of your typical type of team, which is typical on purpose. It's definitely on PC. I mean, the first time we see Gary, the actor, he's doing Least the musical, supposed to be take on Rent. Everyone has AIDS, AIDS, AIDS. Everyone has AIDS. And I will say some of the songs were fun to listen to. America, fuck yeah. Come to say the motherfucking day, yeah. Lick my butt and suck on my balls, America. It's catchy. Same with the freedom isn't free. No, there's a hefty fucking fee. I will say I did laugh at that. There's a hefty fucking fee. There's the one about Michael Bay, Pearl Harbor. How Pearl Harbor. I miss you more than Michael Bay missed the point of Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor sucks and I miss you. I think what it is, though, that while, there are elements I do like about it. The Kim Jong Il, so wrong, so wrong. So, that is a funny song. I didn't laugh at everything about the film. There are times that it's just trying to play it straight, like an action movie. And that's supposed to be the joke, the comedy, is that they're saying lines that you hear in an action film because they're so cliche. They're supposed to elicit a laugh out of the viewer. But I actually like those kind of movies. Maybe that's the thing. I'm actually sincerely a fan. Not like I liked it, I'm going to make fun of it. No, I sincerely like a lot of, like, Michael Bay films. I like Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2 and The Rock and The Island. There's aspects of Pearl Harbor I like, but there's aspects I don't like about it. And I definitely get, the missing the point. I do get that. So I'm not going to defend Pearl Harbor. But I mean, like I said, there are Michael Bay films I liked. Even Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds, I did like that one. Jared Bruckheimer, films he produced, like Con Air, I love. A lot of those films I love. And sincerely love. And I sincerely love that type of dialogue. And yeah, they may be cliche, but I'm a sucker for them because it's like fun comic book level element. Good versus evil, people being a badass. I'm a sucker for that. I really enjoy. So it's like, well, if you like that stuff, then you're an idiot or you're a moron. Look how dumb this stuff is. They're going to say it straightforward, and we're supposed to laugh at how dumb that is. And if you liked it, I know it's a parody. They make fun of everybody, and to be fair, they make fun of all sides. But it's like, okay, I get it that you're trying to be straightforward, but maybe I wasn't laughing as much because I actually liked a lot of those type of scenes. I like the montage. I did like it's a funny song. We got to have a montage. But I love montages. I'm kind of pissed at the song because for the longest time, no one ever did a montage anymore because of that damn song. Because it's like anytime people think, well, we're going to do a montage, oh, guys at South Park team, they did that. They made fun of it. So how could we do a montage when you've had this song that people, how much the idea is ridiculous or they make fun of it. And it's just, right, that's not their fault. That's the people's like, don't worry about it. Just do it anyway. But I love montages. I love montages being done and utilized. And we saw less and less of that because of the movie. And in a way that did piss me off. Because I love that stuff. And I don't think every joke works. There's a bit later where Gary like keeps vomiting. I'm like, okay, we did it. He did vomit. Oh, there's a sex scene. And depending which version you watch, I think I watched the theatrical version. If you watch the unrated version, like they crap on each other and stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah. A puppet sex scene just isn't fun. I get the idea, just okay. I think that joke goes on for too long. I just have a different sense of humor. The whole speech that Gary hears and then says it later on about dicks and pussies and asses and how we all need dicks because I get it. You just say bad words and you put the bad words together and it's a puppet saying them. I get it, but it went on for too long. I did. It's funny. It's juvenile, but I didn't think it was funny. I just thought it was really stupid and cringe and like, okay, do you know, I did it. I cursed too over here too. I did it. So like that stuff I didn't care for. But the technical aspects when they're in Cairo and the chase and the good guys are shooting the missiles and hitting everything else, the pyramid and early on with Eiffel Tower, the idea is that yeah, the good guys are going to fight, but all this collateral damage they showcase, all this collateral damage, everything getting blown up, and like Bad Boys 2, for example. There's a lot of stuff that gets blown up with that, a lot of collateral damage. You're like, what the hell? So it's making fun of that aspect, like, we did a good job when all this stuff is destroyed. I do get that idea behind it, and again, I think the tech aspects are very well done. The major celebrities, like Tim Robbins, Sean Penn, Alec Baldwin, being the leader of this group, the Film Actors Guild, FAG, so you get where that joke's heading. Matt Damon, just the fact, Matt Damon. I know even Matt Damon himself, like he's friends with those guys, but he didn't understand the joke. For I understand the reason that joke is in there is because I guess the Matt Damon puppet looked a bit melted, so it looked like it was, duh. So yeah, Matt Damon. So it's like, well, have him just say that, Matt Damon. So that's the reason why, because they thought the puppet looked a bit, not there because it was melted a bit. And it's a memorable bit. I mean, it's simple, but each time it says, it did get a laugh out of me, just because how silly and dumb it is. But it's like Channing Tatum going, "My name is Jeff," and 22 Jump Street. Sometimes the little things, just the way it's said and how like goofy and silly, but the delivery of it just comes off as pretty funny. So I did like that bit of it. I did like the bit where at the end, oh, the Panthers are coming and just a bunch of cats because they're small, they're puppets, but they add all these like panther sound effects. Listen, you don't really have telepathy, but then apparently she does, and the cats are able to listen to them. Now I do wonder if they have reasons why they picked certain celebrities. Like they picked Alec Baldwin Tim Robbins, Sean Penn, Matt Damon, George Clooney. Maybe Matt Damon, George Clooney they picked because they are friends with them. And even George Clooney's like, well, I'd be mad if they didn't use me. Janine Garofalo, Danny Glover. So I don't know, maybe, other than their friends, maybe some of them is like they said stuff that Trey Parker, Matt Stone didn't agree with. Helen Hunt was in there. They said Janine Garofalo. But it's just funny that Alec Baldwin is like the main group of this. And then Gary's like, oh, my hero. He's the greatest actor. We just think of like how Alec Baldwin is nowadays. He's the deadliest actor. He'll shoot you and kill you. So it's just interesting how things have changed with Alec Baldwin. I just looked at it in a much different light with how Alec Baldwin is nowadays and what he's done and stuff. So again, it wasn't their intention, of course, but because of looking at it a different light, it did make me laugh that he was the... Other than Kim Jong Il, he was the main villain as well, so I did smile at that. So the parody of action films, I definitely get them when they're being just kind of repeating dialogue you hear in these type of films. I get what the joke is, but because I actually like that kind of dialogue in those type of movies, it's like, okay, I still like that stuff, so that's why I wasn't really laughing, found it as funny as other people did. The more juvenile, like the sex stuff, the vomit stuff, is like, oh, whatever. They really go after Ben Affleck. I don't think Ben Affleck's that bad of an actor. I never did. I liked him in Daredevil. I liked him in Paycheck. I don't think he was that bad in Pearl Harbor. The script is, but I don't think he was that bad. That's just me, though. But I mean, I like the idea of just a whole R-rated puppet movie being made, and there's definitely a lot more to this, a lot more wit than... What was the other puppet movie with... What was that called? The Happy Time Murders? No, those are different puppets. Those are like Muppet hand puppets. This is more like wooden marionettes. But it's like they're both R-rated puppets. Like, this one is a lot more witty and a lot more fine-tuned compared to that movie, which... I like the idea of that movie. I was looking forward to it, but it was just really disappointing with a lot of lousy jokes. And it wasn't the worst thing I saw, but it was disappointing, to say the least. So at the end of the day, there are fun moments in this. Like I said, I like the way it's shot. I like the tech aspects they put into it. I think they worked very hard on the puppetry of this stuff. The songs can be very catchy. The Matt Damon, there's some stuff that still made me chuckle. Is it a film I would ever watch again? Probably not. But I do like the film for what it is. I believe it did get a 4K, which I don't need a 4K of it. But I just, people really, really love the film. I can see that. I just liked it. I liked it. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.